you said you use mailers to promote your business initially. So does this mean mass emailing or spamming? So what sort of mailers are you talking about?
Okay, I think that's a very interesting and a very, very important issue, especially today. 3 years back, nobody knew what spam is. But today, do not disturb is a word that I guess everybody here understands. There are enough telecallers, enough mails in our inboxes that we receive every day which are unsolicited. So opt-in is the word. And when we launched initially, before launching, we had run a few contests where we were saying that we were requesting people to come and share their ideas with us. We told them that we are wanting to launch a travel portal. We put up a HTMLized page on the web, and then we were saying that if you have any idea how these things can be run, please come and share your ideas. And of course, the idea was to get their databases as well. So we were promoting that particular page by sending out to mailers, and these mailers at that point in time were not sent to a bulk database. These were all friends, friends of friends, family, and family's family. That's how our startup works. I did not have the money to buy a database, lakhs of rupees, I did not have the luxury, but it was the 10, 15 of us, 20 of us who were there, who then said that, okay, whoever I know in this world, and Facebook wasn't there at that point in time, so popular, at least in India. So we said that let us get those connections, and these are the friends and family who then helped us spread the word and collect the database. So that's how it all started. Yes, today I have more than 1 million people who are registered users of Yatra, and who have opted in to get promotional messages from Yatra. And that is not spam. This is as per permission from them. Thank you.
There are, thing is, we know how to find the location of a visitor is coming from, he or she is coming from. And we also know the kind of subject or thing that is coming for it. How do you actually know whether the gender of the visitor and the age of the visitor, so that you can push a particular product to that person? One, the gender and the age. How to find out in the what kind of things are you using?
I'm not using anything.
No, but basically, that's what I'm trying to figure out. See, we can target locations, we can target subject areas, but there are products which are particularly applicable to a particular age group, and there are products which are particularly applicable to a particular gender. So, are you aware? I'm not aware of it.
See, I'll tell you the way it works is, jokes apart, the way it works is that most of the websites today, whether it's the Yahoo, Rediff or a Yatra, do track their customers, and we do dipstick studies and do various surveys to figure out what is the kind of audience which is coming to my website.
Because there are a lot of agencies who are selling, who's like charging you money and saying, like this people have this much of like women and this people have this much of like this age group. Because agencies are giving you the data.
Which agencies are
there? There are a lot of Indian and foreign agencies are there who are saying they can target the age group and the gender. But we as publishers, we don't have the data. So how do they get
See, I as a publisher, I would like to say that I do have the data, but this data is a sample data. It's not a universe that one has been able to go and capture, because being a travel website, I don't capture fields which are not important. Unless you're buying insurance from me, I will not ask you for a date of birth, so I will not know. And we just recently launched trains, so now we are capturing data about your which sex you are from. Otherwise, we were not capturing because that was not needed. Just the name was needed. So usually, demographic data is more from the surveys and the kind of people that come to you when you go and talk to them. Then you know that okay, like 80% of the people, 85% of the people who come on Yatra are males. They are in the age group 25 to 35. Then you put certain surrogate, SEC measures like which car do you own, is a 4 lakh plus car, is a 5 lakh plus car, so that gives you some idea. Plus, which consumer durable do you own? So you apply certain filters and then figure
out. Some point of contact has to be there where we are interacting with the visitor.
Yeah, unless you are asking the visitor to give you that data, because tracking his location and all can be done through IP targeting and stuff like that. And in terms of his interest and all, you know that if he's visited Yatra, he's interested in travel. So if tomorrow he's visiting another website, so there if I was to serve an Yatra ad, so I know that he has a positive disposition towards travel. That's what is behavioral targeting all about. But demographically, yes, it's more like when you go to the guy and figure out who are the guys coming to the website.
Can we have the other questions after Vasant's presentation?
Just one question. Like we have learned so far that digital marketing really helped you guys, right? But what I think is paid advertising has a limited presence, like for a limited time, as long as you are running your ad, you are getting visitors. So can you share with us any online marketing campaign that is giving you fruit for a long run, or that is really helping you all throughout?
I think what that part of the online marketing is called is SEO, so search engine optimization, where what you do is on a continuous basis, because in our case I can talk about that, a website is a product, and you keep on optimizing your web pages, your landing pages, making them more relevant to the customer, and ensuring with your meta tagging and all that your pages start getting